Spamming kill emotes. Spamming kill emotes can be extremely stressful, especially considering there are kill emotes that make you sit there for up to 12 seconds just to respawn. This can make the gameplay feel toxic and may tilt the person on the other end. While it was introduced as a fun way to enrich the experience, toxic players have immediately started abusing it and using it as much as possible. This is why many players have problems with kill emotes. They are like a double-edged sword and affect gameplay much more than any other emote. Runners. Being a runner is a tactic used by players in many games, typically to annoy their opponent as much as possible or prolonging the fight for health gain. This makes it really annoying to catch someone while at the same time, if they were on low HP, they would regenerate a good deal of health. Some games have tried to tackle this problem by making players on lower HP slower. However, that is not the case in the strongest Battlegrounds, which the strongest Battlegrounds players hate. Kill stealers. Kill stealers are committed to their role of getting as many kills as possible. They don't care about the morality of their methods. They just want the easiest way possible to get kills. They come when you least expect them, waiting for the moment to swoop in and get what they want. In other words, these players are all about efficiency. Some of them do it just to annoy you. Players mostly hate kill stealers because nobody likes when someone steals your efforts. High server latency. High ping is every player's worst enemy, especially if you engage in a fight and only then realize the high ping you have. Playing like this is basically hell. You can't tell what's happening or what will happen. It's unpredictable. Ping as high as this makes the game literally unplayable. Every move takes almost a second to activate, the game is unresponsive, and enemies can hit you much more than you can hit them. It's a huge disadvantage to play like this. I suggest you check your ping every time you join a server, and leave immediately if it is above 150 ping. In other words, ping is a crucial element of gameplay in the strongest Battlegrounds, and Roblox doesn't always have the best server management when choosing what server you join. Players hate this, but it is avoidable by simply rejoining. Trolls. Trolling is very popular in the strongest Battlegrounds. These kind of players don't care about kills. They don't care about toxicity. As I was saying, the only objective is to troll and deceive their target. These players are determined to do what they set their minds to. They can be really annoying and often run away while throwing trash cans at you. Most of the time they interrupt 1v1s, but they can also target one person at a time. Finishing the task is of the utmost importance to this type of players. There are also more types of troll players. This is an example of that. What some will do is come up to you and provoke you to hit them in some way. However, when you hit them, they will have death counter prepared. If you stumble upon a professional troll, they can even have death counter multiple times when encountered. It is obvious why people hate this type of players because they are mostly very skilled in their field. In conclusion, they are very frustrating to play against. Sweats. As the name suggests, these players sweat a lot playing the game. Everyone encountered a better player at some point, but sweats aren't only better. They basically live in the game and haven't seen grass in years. These players will have tech you never heard of, and they usually couple it with a lag switch because they hate losing so much. They would rather rage quit than lose. The only reason why they play is to flex, otherwise they would stick to ranked 1v1 lobbies, and that is why many hate this type of players. Console players. The main thing people hate about console players is that they can lock onto other players. While this balances the game more for console players, the lock-on is so precise it can confuse players and create interesting tech. However, this is basically auto-aim. With projectiles, it tracks the other player perfectly. It takes away the skill from having to aim and hit an opponent. Going up against a console player is a different experience from fighting a PC or mobile player. This is why some players hate console players. Developers. Now, I'm not saying the strongest Battlegrounds developers are lazy. It takes time to make a new character, but they have said false statements in the past. So much that it is mentioned almost every day in the Yielding Arts Discord server. For example, the owner announced over 3 months ago how the strongest Battlegrounds will start pushing out bi-weekly updates. However, last update was also 3 months ago. From then, they just removed the snow from the map and did some fixes. As I said, players already complain in the server, but also make fun of the owner's announcement. Exploiters. Exploiters are a big problem with Roblox in general. It's too easy to get your hands on an exploit. That is why, if you play frequently, you will encounter a cheater occasionally. Cheaters annihilate whole servers because everyone just leaves when a cheater has been exposed. It completely ruins the game for everyone in that particular server, and reporting them doesn't do much either. Players hate this for obvious reasons, so if you do encounter a cheater, just report him and rejoin to a different server. Teamers. Teamers have always been and always will be a problem. Teamers are formed when players agree to an alliance against someone. They are usually friends, but not always. The fact is, 2 players are stronger than 1, and when you encounter teamers, you will probably lose. Players hate this because it is unfair, but it doesn't break any rules of the game. The game is free roam, and the only counter to teamers is to team yourself and make it a fair 2 versus 2. Updates. I've already talked about developers' false statements about updates, but players also hate that it takes them so long to release one. For example, Child Emperor's first sneak peek on Yielding Arts Discord server was posted almost 7 months ago when this video is released. The characters in the strongest Battlegrounds are not simple by any means, but with the gifted developers and a decent budget at Yielding Arts, players are never satisfied by the frequency of updates. That is why the update is always a big topic among fans. Toxic players. Toxic players are in every game, and the strongest Battlegrounds is no exception. Toxic players are everywhere, even on YouTube. Toxic players usually spam easy if they win or blame everything else when they lose. For example, they may say you are spamming, teaming, or even cheating. Even if they lose 10 times in a row, if they only get 1 win, they will say easy and leave the game. Genos. If I had to choose what character I hate most, it would probably be Genos. He is really frustrating to play against. His attacks work when you are ragdolled, they are unpredictable, and it's a perfect character for running. It is really hard to catch someone running as Genos. And on top of that, he has one of the most overpowered ultimates ever. His ultimate moves are unblockable and can hit across the whole map. With this move, for an example, even if he misses, he can deal damage. This is why players hate this character. Trash cans. Don't you hate it when you are fighting someone and some random guy interrupts with a trash can? Or when you are just chilling in a server and suddenly someone does this? Trash cans are a fun little gimmick but can be very annoying. I can understand why some players hate this feature. Lag switch. You'd be surprised at how many players actually use lag switch. A lot of players use it because it is basically a get-out-of-jail-free card. It works in a way where it raises their ping when they want to. That is usually when you are doing a combo on them, it messes up your combo, and they get out similarly to a ragdoll dash. Players that use lag switch are nothing more than cheaters, and that is why every player hates them.